you a home grower looking for a little bit of help? Are you ready to learn as much as you can about your favorite hobby? The Homegrown Helpers brings you informative interviews from experienced growers that have taken the next steps in their journey and decided to help you grow top quality cannabis all in your home. Now welcome in our host, Rob Smith, along with this week's Homegrown Helper. Hey buds, welcome to the very first episode of the Homegrown Helpers. I am your host, Rob Smith, and I am very excited to be here with you to tell you about the show, tell you a little bit about myself, and welcome you to listen to the rest of the episodes and hopefully join our little Growcast family that we're creating here. So, real quick, this Homegrown Helpers is the second podcast in the Growcast family of podcasts. That's why you might be listening to it under the Growcast name for a few episodes. We are cross-promoting it, so all of the Growcast listeners get to listen to the first few episodes without having to do much more work. But we do invite everybody who's listening to make sure you subscribe. And if you like it, give us a rating and review, especially over these first couple of episodes, because that's really what is going to help us move to the top of the rankings list on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to podcasts. So please make sure, if you like the first couple of episodes, the first couple of interviews, make sure that you subscribe so our numbers can go up. And share it with your growing community, the people that you know that could really benefit from this type of information. I really hope that you like what you have here. We spent a lot of time digging up consultants from all over the United States and even down into Puerto Rico. And hopefully as these air, we'll be able to expand that reach and reach even more consultants from even a wider range than just the United States. So if you're listening to this and you know a consultant in the home grow industry or are a consultant, please reach out to us at thehomegrownhelpers@gmail.com. Or I'm sure there's a contact form at thehomegrownhelpers.com, our website. So a little bit about myself and why I chose to do a podcast like this and bring you some growing information. I was a longtime grower of medical cannabis in Maine and just recently had to go through some medical procedures. I had both of my hips replaced over the winter, so I had to sell the house and the grow. But that also coupled with being able to focus on our other businesses. I am the creator and inventor of the product called Atlas Plant Trainer. You'll probably hear several shameless self-promotions of my product throughout the show. We are a sponsor of Growcast and the membership program that we're launching over there. More on that in just a little bit. But we also take a lot of pride in helping home growers just learn how to become better growers. When I started growing, there was a lot of information out there, and there still is. There's even more now, but I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what was going to work and see the end results. So I had an idea to create a podcast, and the first idea was called Homegrown Journals, and we're actually working on that in conjunction with this. But Homegrown Journals was the idea to show new growers steps A to Z of how lots of people grow. So if you're interested in learning more about that, head over to homegrownjournals.com. But Homegrown Helpers was kind of the middle ground between a very home grower focused podcast and Growcast, which interviews industry entrepreneurs and pioneers, etc., as well as a lot of growing tips and tricks on there from the show regulars. But Homegrown Helpers was kind of that middle ground where we interviewed experienced growers in a kind of a set format and, showed you a bit of their personality and a bit of their knowledge And if you are interested in listing some of their services, whether that's a phone call just to answer some basic questions, or a video chat, or even have a grower come in and into your home or your grow and either help you set up or diagnose or troubleshoot a particular problem, we wanted to kind of take away a little of the stigma from contacting one of these grow coaches or grow consultants and give you a kind of a middle ground to reach out to us, and we'll do a little bit of the vetting from these consultants. And also, we know them, we've interviewed them, we know their personalities, and we can hook you up directly with them. So this show, the Homegrown Helpers, interviews the grow consultants of the industry. And it's my way of listening to the passion that growers and good growers undoubtedly have, and sharing that passion now that I'm not growing my own cannabis. So there's a lot more, cannabis history in my past. I am a longtime cannabis consumer. I was about 15 years old when I started consuming cannabis, and got into the industry, if you will, when I was 17 years old, right after I graduated high school. So more than half my life, I've been deeply involved in the cannabis industry. And for the last 5 years now coming up, I've actually been in the actual industry and supporting it on the legal side, the legal market, with growing medical cannabis, the product Atlas Plant Trainer. My wife and I started a trimming machine rental business called Green Harvest Solutions in New England. And now she also is the co-founder of Rooted Life. She recently did an interview on Growcast, and you can find them at rootedlifewithay.com. And she sells high quality CBD products and high quality education about CBD and how it can benefit you in your livelihood. So we have, as a family, kind of tackled lots of different avenues of the cannabis industry. So that's a little bit about my past and what made me interested and passionate about doing these interviews and bringing them to you and bringing you this type of education and this type of service. So a little bit about the show format. We have generally a set list of questions that we ask our consultants here. And then we publish a regular podcast, a weekly, that's our goal at least, a weekly podcast to the masses on any podcasting platform that you can find us on. And then we keep our guests around for another 5 questions or so. We call that the bonus content. And you can find that at thehomegrownhelpers.com/bonus and thehomegrownhelpers.com/bonus content. And you can download that for free. We only ask that you hand over your email address, and then you can find all of the episode's bonus content right there. It's an extra 5 questions, a little more grow advice, a little more grow tips, but we also get a little more personal with our guests, give you a little more of their personality. We strongly believe that if you're looking to, develop this as a skill and want to learn from somebody that's very passionate about it, that we want you to find the right person. And that has a lot to do with the personality, especially if you're going to be learning from them over a period of time. So we want to bring you a little bit of that personality in those last 5 questions. So head on over to thehomegrownhelpers.com/bonus or bonus content and download that extra little bit from each one of our guests. So the last thing that I'd like to mention here before I wrap up is Jordan being the host over at Growcast, Jordan and I are going to be launching a membership program sometime in June, but we are working on lots of top quality vendor partners. We have a seed bank lined up. We have some nutrients lined up. We have some unique cannabis gifts, some user items, some stoner items, if you will, that we're looking to partner with, not only to give you discounts, but also maybe monthly or quarterly giveaways or contests just for our members. So the podcast will remain free for everybody to listen to, but maybe there's going to be some bonus content, maybe from our show guests. We'll keep them around or get them in for some sort of live event on Facebook or something like that. We're still working out some of the details, and we obviously don't want to roll them out before we finalize them, but make sure you stay tuned if you're interested in that type of thing. I guarantee that if you use any discount from any of our vendors once, it will more than pay back the money that we've asked for that membership. So just keep that in mind as we go along here. If you've really enjoyed the content and want to know more about what we've got going on, you can reach us at thehomegrownhelpers@gmail.com or find us on Instagram at thehomegrownhelpers. So that's all I have for this introductory episode. I hope I didn't just bore the crap out of you. I'm really excited for you guys to listen to these episodes. We bring you some stellar content, some silly times, some really insightful moments, some experienced growers. So please stick around, and shameless self-promotion, please subscribe, share, rate, and review so we can reach our goals of helping more people grow top quality cannabis at their home and not have to rely on anybody else to supply them with their medicine or their cannabis. So thank you very much. And until next time, happy growing.